The Fravashis, sacrifice and praise to them. 1. I praise, invoke, and weave my hymn to the good, heroic, and bountiful Fravashis of the saints. And having invoked these, then, we worship the Namanyas, and the Visyas, and the Zentumas, and the Dahvumas, and the Zarathustrotemas. 2. And of all these prior Fravashis, we worship here the Fravasha of Ahura Mazda, which is the greatest and the best, the most beautiful and the firmest, the most wise and the best in form, and the one that attains the most ends because of its righteousness. 3. And, having invoked them, hither we worship the good, heroic, bountiful Fravashis of the holy ones, those of the bountiful immortals, the brilliant, of effective glance, the lofty, the devoted, the swift ones of the creatures of Ahura, who are imperishable and holy. 4. And, having invoked them, hither we worship the spirit and consciousness, the intelligence and soul and Fravasha of these holy men and women, who early heard the lore and commands of God, and loved and strove after righteousness, the ritual truth, and we worship the soul of the kind of the blessed gift. 5. And, having invoked it, hither we worship the Fravasha of Geya, Maratan, the holy, and the sanctity, and Fravasha of Zarathustra Spitama, the saint, and we worship the Fravasha of Kava Istaspa, the holy, and that of Isat Vastra, the Zarathustrian, the saint. 6. And, having invoked them, hither we worship the life, conscious, intelligence, soul, and Fravasha of the next of kin, of the saints, male and female, who is striven after the ritual truth, which are those of the dead and living saints, and which are those of the men as yet unborn, of the future prophets, who will help on the renovation and complete the human progress with them all. 7. And, having invoked them, hither we worship the souls of the dead, the Basandas, which are the Fravashis of the saints, and of all the next of kin who have passed away in the house, and the Aethrapaetis, the teachers, and of the disciples, yea, of all the holy men and women. 8. And we worship the Fravashis of all the holy teachers and disciples, and of all the saints, both male and female. 9. And having invoked them, hither we worship the Fravashis of all the holy children who fulfilled the deeds of piety, and we worship the Fravashis of the saints within the province, and those of the saints without the province. 10. And we worship the Fravashis of those holy men and holy women. We worship all the good, heroic, bountiful Fravashis of the saints, from Geya, Maratan, the first graded, to the Saoshant, the victorious. 11. Yea, we worship all the Fravashis of the saints, and we worship the souls of the dead, the Basandas, which are the Fravashis of the saints. And so, in 4, we have of God, and mentioning the earlier religion. Whether a real distinction existed in the minds of these early writers between a Fravasha and a departed soul, it is hard to say. That a Fravasha was worshipped as existing before a person to whom it appertained was born may be owing to a poetical and not a dogmatic anticipation. And Maratan is the... oh, that's not the note there. For the Aranin Adam, the Christ of the resurrection, CS 19, 89, and 91. Das Ya'eh would be the infinitive for an imperative, but it here refers to the Ahura. We might say, let this render. And that would be the note. Oh, well, the final note. Saoshant, the victorious. Well, see, it's not in the Christian sense. And it would seem still, a couple other, the end times final one, and the one that kind of sounds like Muhammad. But see, we're invoking It's like invoking in sense of these are authorities, but they get their power and their goodness from Ahura Mazda, who were mentioned